All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, roll call, please. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm calling roll call. Mrs. Bloom?
Here.
Miss Lehman?
Here.
Miss Lewis?
Here.
Mr. Nally?
Here.
Mr. Price? Here. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting from June 8th, 2026, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion? All right, roll call. Mrs. Bloom?
Yes.
Miss Lehman?
Yes.
Miss Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mr. Price? Yes. Motion's approved. Moving on to our legislative report.
Just a few things. Was looking at the facts in a flash that we get and is on the OSBA site. And a couple of the areas that were addressed, one, there was a budget cleanup bill that is moving along. And initially, I think that was had some obscure topic, radiology lab, and it ended up picking up the budget cleanup bill and also included some amendments to the property tax package that was passed last fall by the Senate. And there's a number of different areas in there that deal with inside millage, the 20 mil floor. And basically those right now have been, the Senate concurred with the House, so that moves on to the governor for signatures. If he chooses to approve that. One of the other bills that impacts our students is House Bill 3, which, and I'm only picking out one of the many topics that is dealt with in this bill, talks about allowing 14 and 15-year-olds to be employed between the hours of 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. But the good thing is it's it has to be on a day where there's no school the next day. So, that's something positive. And Then there's Senate Bill 276 that has moved along. And one of the things that talks about is permitting public high schools to work with other high schools to partner with developing some teams in sports where there are not enough athletes in that other neighboring school, so they're able to work together. You know, in my mind, hopefully that's not going to happen a whole lot, because that, brings in a different group of student athletes that really, our coaches may not know those kids. And, I think it just kind of brings in some new or unique challenges. And that's just from my perspective. The other thing is, I think at this point in time, one of the really good news things that are happening is that the House and Senate are expected to remain in recess until the fall. So I think that's a positive. And so you will not hear major reports from me over the next couple of months. One of the things I think I would rather see, with the legislature on a regular basis is not just changing things that are going to cause more burden to our teaching staff and our administrative staff. And I would rather see our superintendent and administrators working on things that are going to be more education oriented versus some of the other areas that are presented that really, in most cases, I think our superintendents and our staff are already looking at, and that we've developed good routines. And I think what's sad is sometimes we're judged by our least, or those schools that really aren't making that effort and should be. And that's all I had this evening.
All right. Thanks, sir. No walk-on items tonight?
No, sir.
Moving on to the hearing of the public. If anyone would like to address the board, they could come up to the podium.
I think all are
They're-
addressed.
Right. Okay. Moving on to superintendent's report.
All right. Thank you so much. Good evening. Good evening, our board members, and good evening to our guests that are joining us in the audience. I have two things that I would like to share with you this evening. The first, just an update on our summer meal program. This is week 2. Today was week 2 of our distribution, and we are averaging a little over 500 packages, both last week and this week. We have had a wonderful response from our community. We have been able to serve many families. So a couple reminders that I would like to give to our community is that we do ask for individuals to register prior to coming through the line on Monday. We ask that they register for each child in their household. That helps us get a good, clean number to make sure that we're ready. And then also just a reminder that what families receive for each child are 5 breakfasts and 5 lunch or dinners. I lovingly call them linners because they could be used either way. Plus they get a gallon of milk, and they also get a bag of fresh produce. And that varies depending on the items that we receive, but then could be bananas or apples or carrots, or so fresh pieces. And so each family for each child gets all of that. That's one of the 500. So very nice. all of that information about the registration can be found on our social media in the district. It's on our Facebook page. It's on our Instagram page. It is on our district website. So lots of access to that. Or if anyone needs help with registering, please just let us know. So we have had just a wonderful response with that. And on behalf of the district, we're very happy to be able to provide this for our families within Sandusky County. This is a nice opportunity. You line up you come through behind the middle school, and then the distribution is actually behind Ross High School. So you just follow right along, and it works great. We've had some wonderful volunteers. We've had wonderful law enforcement support. So it's gone very well for two weeks now in a row, and it will be every Monday through August 3rd.
Do the families need to register every week, or just once they register, they're registered?
Great question. They only need to register once, so that will last them for the whole summer. And even if there's 1 week that they're unable to come, they don't have to change their registration. They only need to register once.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. The other item that I would like to share this evening, I have invited Nick Cheney, who is our transportation director, who is just finishing year 1 in this position. So very excited to acknowledge him and have him be present with us. And joining him is Mr. Tom Manway, who is our director of facility and operations. I thought that this was a great opportunity at end of school year to just kind of be able to do a recap of all of the pieces and parts of transportation. It's such an amazingly big part of what we do in the district. But there are a lot of pieces that go unspoken. But truly providing that transportation safely and lovingly with all of our students to start their day, their school day, and to end their school day, and then to support them in all of those extracurricular trips as well. So thought this would just be a great opportunity for them to share. So gentlemen, I'll turn it over to you.
Good evening, board members, and good evening, Superintendent Hurt. So yeah, about a year ago, I sat in the back of this room waiting for everybody to yay or nay me and see which direction this would go, so I could accept a new challenge within the district. And I am very grateful to have been given this opportunity and to be part of this administration as I look forward to more possibilities in transportation and accepting more challenges. And I didn't really appreciate the depth of it until I lived it for a year, and I really got to appreciate some of the problem solving and the learning, the vast amount of learning that I've got to do, and I continue, and I'm hungry to learn and just looking for improvement and excellent outcomes as we go forward into this next school year. So I just want to say thank you again for that opportunity. So when I designed this presentation, not only did I want to design it speaking to board members, I also wanted to kind of pan out on a bigger, maybe national, state level, so I could speak to community members too, because, everybody knows that you go to public school, you can get on a big yellow bus if you fit the criteria and off you go. But there's so much more to transportation that I don't think the community at large is aware of, and I would just like to share some of that before we narrow down into our district. So across our state, over 700,000 students are transported by 12,351 buses a day. And the great thing about this is that school buses reduce the congestion we see morning and afternoon commute, and they take 35 cars off the road per bus. Most importantly about these statistics is the safety shows school buses are 70 times safer for student transit than standard parent transportation. And the safety, especially in the state of Ohio, who is one of the most safety stringent states in the United States, not only with their construction standards that is put forth by the Ohio State Patrol, but also the laws in general. So I want community members to have comfort knowing that they're in reinforced structures with compartmentalized seating that are designed by structural engineers. Ohio roads see over 500,000 accidents per year, and school buses represent just a tiny portion of that. And that's because of our specialized safety systems that are designed to protect students with high visibility, reinforced steel frames, and the various safety standards that are available. I want parents to know that, have that peace of mind when you put a kid on a bus. It's not just because they're designed to fit, 72 passenger and we can go too deep and that's how you're going to be able to get off to work and go to school. No, they are truly the safest vehicle on the road. You can't get any safer unless you're in an airplane. And I feel really good about that every day. So zooming in now to our district and looking at Fremont specifically, we run 40 active buses. Each day, we have 1,788 students step onto one of our buses, and that represents 55% of our enrollment. This is managed by 114 distinct daily routes, powered by 29 excellent full-time drivers and 6 dedicated substitutes who guarantee continuous operations. That's the blood. That's the life force of transportation. It's those 29 that show up smiling every morning, that are there for the kiddos, there when it gets hard. Sometimes the weather is just awful. Sometimes we're trying to, work out those frog delays, but they're there and they show up and they show out, and I appreciate them. The sheer size of our department's geographic reach is pretty stunning when I was putting these numbers together. So our route buses, we're talking just the ones on the road per day to get students from school to home and home to school, 2,479 miles every single day. So that's the equivalent of driving from Fremont, Ohio to Vancouver, British Columbia every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what those buses provide.
Mm-hmm.
That's the mileage they're putting on.
Nick,
Yeah.
when I read that, I had to look it up and try to figure out that route.
Yeah.
And, one of the things I saw was from here to, say, San Diego, or from here to Los Angeles, were like 2,300 miles.
Yeah.
So I was trying to figure out, why did you have to go out of,
Had to.
and so you had to go up the coast there.
Yeah,
But not quite to Alaska.
I was chasing something on the West Coast, Don, but I couldn't make the numbers work. So
Yeah.
we had to go to Canada. Yeah.
I like it.
So in the figures that I just gave you, they don't include extracurriculars. We're just talking about route miles right now. We're not talking about athletics, football season, basketball season, baseball season, band, choir, what have you. So they're really putting the rubber to the road and making a difference in our community. So taking a look at something that is very big on my radar right now is fleet modernization and stewardship, because I know the expectation is sound fiscal planning. By categorizing the 40 buses that we're operating, I'm able to optimize the life cycle costs by having our 29 core daily route buses stay younger and more reliable. The way we have started implementing bringing in new buses and turning out the older route buses into sub buses, we've been able to get our route service bus average age down to 4.3 years. And in bus years, that is phenomenal. The next move that I'm hopeful to make and be responsible with it could potentially bring our route fleet down to 2.6 years per bus. And if you're looking at an 8-year shelf life, that puts us in a really good spot to be putting some better buses into substitute and trip buses, but also cut down on our maintenance costs, because the newer buses that now come with that standard warranty, so much less maintenance, they're more responsible to operate than some of the older buses that you really have to, you get nickel and dime by them. But we have some great mechanics that keep those on the road, but I'm looking to just decrease the age of the fleet and increase the reliability by doing that. So having said that, our backups average about 15.7 years. So that's why they are the backups. We want those if we have an oh shoot moment or what have you. But our route buses are our young, reliable, wonderful fleet. So beyond just talking about routes, I kind of hinted at it that transportation is really key to student enrichment. When you look at all the programs that we provide transportation to, I know I listed athletics, but let's not forget that we're doing our clubs, we're doing, Quiz Bowl, everything is getting on a bus and giving those kids that opportunity to be participants in something that they enjoy. So over this past school year, from would be July to right now, we supported 773 activity trips over the school year. And that was ranging from athletics to the club sports. May was our busiest month, and we made 137 trips happen without any route delays or staffing issues. And that is the piece of the puzzle that's most challenging. And I think, without being boastful, that month is what I'm most proud of. Routes didn't suffer, and kids got to where they wanted to be after school as well. And that was just a job well done.
I got to say, if you compare that to if you're involved in sports as an assistant coach, you hear this periodically that the team that you were going to play isn't coming because they didn't have a bus driver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for us to say that, I mean, we should be proud of that nobody missed anything, because there are a lot of districts that miss games because there isn't anybody to take them.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Fremont City School District is not special with staffing crunches and the difficulties in transportation. But one of my goals, and I was able to do it this year, and I hope to continue, is to tell people, hey, your trip is going, or not give Denise a phone call and say, we're going to have to do something with this route because I don't have enough drivers. No, we're going to make it happen, and we're going to be accountable and reliable every single day. So the big thing that I want to point out financially this year is, we all know what's been going on a little bit in the world. And we had a diesel cost jump from September of 25. We were paying $3.32 to we jumped up to $5.35 just this month. And when you're putting 100 gallons of diesel fuel in a bus at a time, the numbers add up. But we were able to manage that just by smart thinking, right? We went through routes, and if you can maximize routes, you can cut that wasteful time out to where you're burning more diesel, and just get stricter on your idle time to help everybody out, because everybody feels this. It's not just, the department or the district, everybody's in this. So we were able to kind of offset that crunch, not have to get any more, not have to spend any more, just by analyzing routes and cutting back on our idle time. And I'm very happy with that outcome. With Tom's help, this year we were able to secure the Ohio School Bus Safety Grant, a shade under $30,000. And my goal, you can see it in the picture there, is to outfit all our route buses with the First Light illuminated school bus signs, because the visibility increase, you can see the statistics on that. The bus on the left to the bus on the right, it's literally night and day. And those morning routes in Ohio, when it's foggy, when out in the rural routes, if you have a beacon on that bus to give more visibility to a kid out in the rural road getting on that bus, I think it's just something that needs to be considered and needs to be implemented, because, people are in a hurry. Unfortunately, it's harder to see at night or in the morning. And these First Light signs will be no cost to the district and really make a difference in the safety of our buses. Oop, too far. I'd like to come full circle and kind of talk about staff I'm going to talk a little bit about what I've done over the course of the year that I feel was very beneficial to myself and moving forward the district is I was able to complete year one of the Transportation Supervisor Academy, actually ran and hosted by a former state transportation director and somebody who was in on writing the revised code and administrative code for transportation. So the wealth of knowledge and having him as a resource because I've done this program is undeniable. And I'm thankful for the district to allow me to enroll in year two to continue enhancing my knowledge and my abilities in my role. But I want to talk about some of our drivers today, this evening. We've recently had 2 drivers graduate the Ohio Advanced Bus Driver Training Program that I had the opportunity to have with them. That would be John Plath and Ann Carr. So I'm very proud of them to have that certificate to go above and beyond your regular pre-service training. It speaks to their passion and their dedication to transportation, but Ann was able to use that for her recertification. And I think that's amazing. We're also sending our OBI, onboard instructor Darren Lee, to a Train the Trainer event in Cincinnati later this month. So our personnel that's on staff that trains incoming school bus drivers will be better equipped with more advanced knowledge to kind of train the people coming in with a little bit more efficiency and a little bit more knowledge so we can have the people come into place a little bit quicker than we're used to having them come in. And looking forward into 26 and 27, there's 2 things that I'm really keying in on. And the first is talking with our partner at 24/7 Security about enhancing and upgrading the cameras that are currently on buses, not just for traffic safety, but for student safety, on and around the bus. Some are a little bit dated and they're usable, but I think the due diligence to be on top of reporting red violations and any other things that go on in or outside the bus, if we can modernize, that should be something that we're investigating if it makes sense. And the other thing that I would really like to continue investigating, and I've discussed with Tom, is have somebody come in and put in a standing bus wash station. So all these new buses that are coming in can be aptly washed and taken care of because, body rot in Ohio is definitely a thing. And these are all steel and they're full of salt. If we can cut that down, we're going to get more body life out of these brand new buses and they're going to be on the road longer than they would be, unless we didn't have a salt neutralizer or something that we can get that life out of them. So at my conclusion, I just want to thank you guys again for your support. First year board members, community members, fellow administrators. Our drivers are often the first and last to see the kids every single day, and they play a critical role in providing safe and positive experiences in the public school district. And the big thing I learned this year, and it seems obvious, but it wasn't, is that school buses don't get students to school. Bus drivers get students to school. And again, I have to tip my hat to them because without them, this doesn't work. Thank you, guys.
Nice.
Any questions?
I noticed the new sign outside of the transport center this week. I thought that was a
gorgeous,
sharp addition.
If you're really excited about it like I am, show up to work super early or go by when it's dark, it lights up. So it's really cool.
Challenge accepted.
Every morning when I go into work. Every morning when I go into work, it's on.
Hey, neighbor.
I can promise you it is lit.
I do think, and I know it's not by design, but I do think it's really neat that you're giving this presentation in front of a seasoned administrator and some prospective new administrators for the building. So I think this was an awesome crossover event without any intentionality, but I think this was a really nice presentation period, but also for for everybody to hear. So job well done.
I agree with the upgrades on some of the cameras because I've seen multiple people say that they've seen people pass buses while they're stopped, the stop sign out, and kids are trying to get on and off, and people are whizzing past these buses and they're not even paying attention.
And, we're obligated to report every red violation, and we do. I promise you, we do. However, once it gets into the hands of law enforcement, whether it be state or local, and it trickles down to a prosecutor, there's certain criteria that they're looking to be satisfied with that video evidence. And I do my due diligence to put together the best evidence packet I possibly can each and every time. But sometimes with a person description or even a license plate because of an older camera, it just falls short. And I think people would feel $500 in going to court, and now it's actually going up to $1,000 in going to court.
Good.
And not that I think that anybody deserves that, but you need to feel that if you're violating a child's safety.
Yep.
And if I can play a part in that by upgrading our cameras and holding people accountable for student safety, then I am obligated to do that.
I agree.
I would just add to one of the really tough things that has changed is the elimination of the front license plate. Many buses were set up to monitor that car as it went through. You had the older systems were set to see that license plate as it comes through. 95% of the cars now no longer have that front license plate. So that is one of the reasons why we're looking at updating our camera systems, because they've come up with some very nice upgrades for catching that license plate as it goes by on the backside of it now. So there's always something they're doing to change and tweak, and that's one of the main reasons we're looking at changing camera systems around a little bit, because the elimination of that front license plate was not helpful to school bus enforcement.
Would have never thought about that.
But, we're at a point now where the camera systems have become so advanced, and a little bit of the companies, and 247 is one of them, are dabbling in AI that they can specifically illuminate these license plates, capture it. It's so legible and clear, even though they may be moving fast or it's raining or what have you. And some of them can begin to do a police report just on that capture. Now, those are very sophisticated systems, but the technology is out there, the availability is out there. And like I said, whatever we can do to keep students safe, I want to be doing.
As a board member and being responsible for, looking at fiscal, throughout your presentation, I kept hearing these cha-ching, money.
Absolutely.
But the nice thing about that is, and not that we want to spend money to spend money, I think with your presentation and, looking at our student safety, getting them safely to school and safely back home, a lot of these areas that you're addressing, are clearly acceptable, and that we need to be looking at that so that we are taking care of the children and stuff. So I commend you on your presentation, and I also commend you as a first year supervisor. And I'm sure all of us, if we've been in that role as a supervisor, that first year can be tough, but it sure sounds like you've grabbed hold and are really caring about what you're doing, and hopefully you have a good role model in Mr. Hanway, which I know you do.
I do. Absolutely, I do. He's been great, and he's been very supportive, and Denise as well. And I couldn't ask for a better system around me. It's been, something that I've embraced and really enjoyed. And Don, I just want to say I really appreciate your feedback. That means a lot to me.
One other thing I would add, the community may find interesting is, as Nick spoke about the increase of diesel fuel prices, excuse me, and being able to hold our costs relatively stable, we are a diversified fuel. We use diversified fuel. We use propane buses as well. So not only have we reduced idling times, things of that nature, we've increased the use of our propane buses too, because the cost of propane has not risen like diesel fuel has. So another hats off to Nick monitoring that and keeping track of fuel costs and being able to maybe instead of sending a diesel bus on a trip to the north side of Toledo, we'll take that propane bus and send it there to keep our fuel costs down. So it really comes into management, and Nick has done a tremendous job in his first year, certainly.
I do have one question.
Sure.
How often do you guys do evacuation drills?
So we will do evacuation drill in the first 2 weeks when we kick off school, when we do our K through 3 presentations. But we don't limit ourselves to K through 3 presentations. We have a K through 5 presentation, and then we do have the bus safety speech and evacuation with our olders too. But it's my plan this year to actually do these evacuation drills at least first half and the last half, so we keep that stuff fresh in students' mind. I think there's some other safety things that won't cost anything that we can be implementing as a department, and that's those, evacuation drills, safety standards, safety procedures, going over Ohio Revised Code, bus conduct in the students' language and not speaking lawyer speak to them when we're telling them, hey, this is what you do and don't do on a bus. But I think we're going to hone in on that a little bit more as a department just for the benefit of students and drivers. So again, at the beginning of the school year, once we get routes kind of whittled down, we'll know what it is going in. But once they get settled in, drivers are on their routes, you have a more clear picture of students who are going to maintain the route versus some that may come on or drop off. Then we're going to look into that safety and that evacuation drill and doing it live respectively at each elementary and each building in the district.
Thank you.
So the final thing is you definitely have to have a balance in life with work, family, and as I understand it, you're going to take off and go to a ball game.
Yes, my son, his playoffs start tonight, so I'm fortunate to be able to get this in and smile about it and go catch his baseball game.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
All right. A lot of really great information to be shared with all of you as well as all of our community. And truly has been an amazing first year. He has ran, not walked from stop to stop. And we've just really been able to have a great year in transportation. If you're okay, Mr. Price, I'll continue.
Yep. Moving on to recommendations.
Thank you. Item number 1, I would ask that you consider the approval of donations. You will see some very large numbers this evening. This is the annual meeting where we try to bring those PTO, those boosters, some of those larger organizations that have supported our students and in all of our buildings. And then I would also just like to note the Northern Ohio PGA Foundation. Actually, we were just extremely lucky to have both our girls golf team and our boys golf team and have those coaches, 2 of which are in our audience this evening. So we're very excited to take the time to write the grant, to work this out, and what an amazing benefit that this comes back for our student athletes to receive these clubs, and not only the clubs, but some instruction by professionals that will be joining our community in July, will be on site with some of our student athletes. So that PGA Foundation support is greatly appreciated.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve item 1, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion? All right. Roll call. Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Mr. Nally?
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom?
Yes.
Mrs. Lehman?
Yes.
Mr. Price? Yes. Motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 2 and 3 go together. These are the contracts for next school year, for the 26-27 school year, with our local law enforcement partners. Item number 2 will give us the SRO from our Genesee County Sheriff's Department. And item number 3 will give us 2 resource officers for middle school and high school from our Fremont Police Department.
Can I get a motion to approve items 2 and 3, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion?
Is there any change in personnel expected, or is this?
I believe all 3 individuals that we had this year will be returning to us for next year, is my understanding at this time.
Perfect.
All right, roll call. Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes, motion's approved.
Thank you. Item number 4 begins a list of resignations, beginning with Alexandria Fry and ending with Bailey Robinson. Some of these individuals have been with us for the entirety of the year. Some of them were meant to start for next school year, so it's kind of a mix, not uncommon this time of June.
Can I get a motion to approve item 4, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Sorry, who was that? Second by Ms. Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call. Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion is approved.
Thank you. Item number 5 is just some summer coverage for some support staff substitutes. Daniela Ortiz and Stacy Rowe will be filling in for some summer coverage.
Can I have a motion to approve item 5, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call. Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion is approved.
Awesome. Before we jump into item number 6, the next 4 items are just an opportunity for us to welcome our appointments for the assistant principal positions. And this will round out our administrative team for the 2026-27 school year. So I just wanted to take a moment. All 4 of these candidates have foundational components that they have earned from Fremont City Schools, whether they are current employees or past employees. They have spent time learning the students, the staff, the families, and the community of Fremont City Schools. So I am thrilled that we continue a tradition in Fremont to build and to grow where we see those opportunities. So after we recently approved our principal positions, that did create some shifts, and we knew that we had some openings. So we posted those positions. We had a committee that reviewed all of those applications, and we organized ourselves into some committees. So first round applications, first round interviews took place, and those first round interviews were comprised of staff members from the buildings. We had representation of individuals who were going to someday potentially work with this candidate. We also had their building principals involved, and we had some district office, our HR department was present for the first round. Candidates were chosen to move forward, a select few, and we brought those candidates back for second round interviews. And this time they had to sit in front of myself and our directors and their principals. And they once again sat and made it through that round of interview and that round of application. And I confidently and excitedly bring forward the candidates this evening for your approval. So first, I would ask that you consider Bethany Jarrett, who will be the assistant principal at Atkinson Elementary.
Can I have a motion to approve item 6, please?
So moved.
All of us. Yeah.
Amen.
We'll go motion by Miss Lewis. Could I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion?
Best of luck to you. Best of luck to you. Yeah. I'll see you when I come through, and I'll visit, and I'll see how everything's going.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, roll call. Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion is approved.
Fantastic. Next up, we have Nicole Colassa, who will be the assistant principal at Krogan Elementary.
Could these each be a different item number since they're
Yes,
each
I
getting
think
a
they
vote?
should be. You're correct. So this would be
Okay.
item number 7.
So we're going to change from here moving forward. Our numbers on the agenda are going to be different. That's going
I
to slow
will-
me up as
I will
playing
I
Megan's
will
role.
give them
So
to you. We will be a team over
Sit down,
here.
Nicole.
Teamwork. Yes. Yes. Everybody got to look. Nicole Colassa in the front row. So item number 7 will be Nicole Colassa for the assistant principal position at Krogan Elementary.
can I have a motion to approve item 7, please?
So,
So
moved.
moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion?
Best of luck to you too.
Roll call. Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price. No. Motion is approved.
Thank you. Item number 8, we have Jennifer Kelly, who will be the assistant principal at Fremont Middle School.
Can I have a motion to approve item 8, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call. Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion is approved.
Thank you. Item number 9, I would ask that you approve Samuel Hostler, who will be the assistant principal at Fremont Ross High School.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve item 9, please?
So moved.
Motion by Miss Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion?
Best
Roll-
of luck to the past 2 that we didn't say. Yes, we'll be seeing you guys around. You're welcome.
Roll call. Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion is approved.
Fantastic. Welcome to all of our new candidates. Appreciate you. Item number 10, I would ask your consideration for the following appointments. These are teaching positions, beginning with Christian Booz. And I would like to point out there's a change for Christian. We received today, if you're willing, he submitted some additional experience. So we can clean it here if you're okay with that. He would be hired at step 5. Dollar amount is 49631. And then the meeting minutes would just reflect that.
Okay.
It saves us from a status change later.
Yep.
Okay. And then that list continues through Brock Wide, who will be hired. And each of those positions have been vacated earlier in our year, and they're all filling a teaching position with us for next school year. B, there is Kimberly Bailey. She will be hired as a cook at Atkinson. And again, I apologize. There was a change out of our human resource department. That should be, the dollar amount should be 1703, and the effective date would be August 25th. I appreciate you being willing for that. Item number 11, thank you. We have some supplemental duty positions beginning with Gina Heinlein and running through Noah Price. I would like to note that we do have a couple of new coaches there. Brittany, Michael, and Brittany are all new to us. And then I would like to just note Noah Price there will be a new head coach for us, replacing Chad Hetrick, who we recognized earlier this spring after many, many, many years of service to our wrestling program. That takes us to the end of 11.
Can I get a motion to approve items 10 and 11, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lewis. Any discussion? Roll call. Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved.
Fantastic. Item number 12, if you would consider the approval of a new position and title, and I had shared some information with this for the Performing Arts Center Technical Manager.
Can I have a motion to approve item 12, please?
So,
Motion by Ms. Lehman. Could I have a second?
second.
Second by Mr. Nally. Any discussion? Roll call. Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion's approved.
Thank you. That
All right.
ends my recommendations. I'm more than happy to help out with Ms. Parker's pieces here.
All right. So moving on to report of the treasurer. Obviously, there is no report because she's not here, and I will flog her for that later. For recommendations, we have it's now item 13.
Correct.
The supplemental financial services through Golden Gate, who we've used for the past few years now, and it's as needed basis. So, can I get a motion to approve item 13, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call. Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved. Then permanent appropriations.
Item 14.
Item 14. This is something we do at the end of every year, correct?
That is correct. So I believe there were two items in her attachment that you were emailed out this morning. And it's just the transfer of funds.
Right. Can I get a motion to approve item 14, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call. Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved. Item 15, just the final consider approval for the final appropriations, permanent appropriations. That was the other handout
Correct. With the
that
many
we
colors.
received. Yep.
Mhm.
Can I get a motion to approve item 15, please?
So moved.
Motion by Miss Lehman. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call. Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved. Item, wait, new number
16?
16.
This is the fund-to-fund
17.
transfers.
Right. Just approval of the fund-to-fund transfers on that handout that we received also.
Hmm.
Can I get a motion to approve item 16, please?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Nally. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call. Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved. All right. Item 17 is the enterprise zone agreement. And I know Megan reached out to all of us to explain it is like we did last year out there on 412, that new industrial park where they build a building. They already have a purchaser for that building to bring in a business. And now they are wanting to move forward to do another building that is basically exactly like the one that they built already. And they think they already have people interested in that also to bring some industry into our area, which is great. So it's the exact same thing with the city as the previous one that we did.
And the emphasis is manufacturing and distribution for the purpose of creating new jobs.
Correct. All right. So can I get a motion to approve item 17, please?
So moved.
Motion by Miss Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Miss Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call. Miss Lewis,
Yes.
Miss Lehman,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved. Then item 18 is a resolution declaring that district's actions and expenditures regarding a proposed constitutional amendment to abolish property taxes constitute a proper public purpose and related authorizations. Mrs. Hurt, go ahead.
Thank you. Right. This resolution acknowledges and allows for both Ms. Parkhurst and myself, as well as board members and other administrators, that we can begin to have conversations with community members regarding legislative components centered around the abolishment of those property taxes. So if as legislation continues to evolve, that will be a piece that will has the potential to directly impact our district as a public school setting. And we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to be able to share factual information and educate our community. That's what this resolution, your approval of this resolution would allow us to do that.
Basically, we're allowed to talk about it, unlike levies.
That would be accurate.
So keeps us from being shut up.
Yeah. And especially for Megan and I, when we are seen
Right.
as being 24/7 employees, our downtime does not exist.
Right.
So
All right, can I get a motion to approve item 18, please?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Lewis. Could I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bloom. Any discussion? Roll call, Ms. Lewis,
Yes.
Mrs. Bloom,
Yes.
Ms. Lehman,
Yes.
Mr. Nally,
Yes.
Mr. Price, yes. Motion is approved.
thank you.
All right, moving on to board member communications. Lori.
Well, welcome and congratulations on your moving up. And good luck with your next year in school and all the students and everything going on. Thank you, Mr. Amway and Nick, for your presentation. It was very, very informative, and it's nice to see the amount of what you can do to save with the gas and the fuel and different ideas to keep things from spiraling out of control. Thank you for all the donations for the golf clubs. That's pretty cool.
exciting.
And the instruction, that's really cool. Thank you to all the people that give all their time and their volunteer and willing to help the kids. That's it.
Laura.
I won't say much. I'm obviously under the weather, but thank you, Tom, for being here. And thank you guys, like I told you earlier. I'll be seeing you around, so enjoy your summer because it's gonna be a nice, fun, different, busy year ahead. So yeah, go do all your vacationing and get out your system and come back nice and fresh.
Good advice.
It'll be fun though. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see different people in different spots.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a good thing. All right, that's it.
Sarah.
Mr. Price, you've done a wonderful job being Megan.
Don't call me Megan, though.
Megan.
Just don't ask me any of the tax, like all the questions I have. No.
Congratulations to all of you new administrators. Very exciting time for the district. Recognize it for the opportunity that it is, not just to support the district and the building principals, but also the students, the kiddos that we work for every day. So congratulations to you all. Boy, I just think Mr. Cheney knocked it out of the park with that presentation, with a heavy emphasis on safety and security. I think that's really important. I think it's important that the public knows, as well as you now administrators, know like what all goes into just a day in the life of a bus, the whole transportation department. And you can't put a dollar amount on the safety of our kiddos. But I do appreciate, like Mr. Nally acknowledged, the acknowledgement of trying to be as frugal as possible, seeking grants and things of that nature, just to make sure that our kiddos can get to and from not just school, but all of our extracurriculars safely. So we appreciate that. That's all I have.
Okay. Don?
Just congratulations on your new positions. Like Mrs. Hurt said, I think people growing up within our system is good, and and I think knowing our community is important. And I think Tom, great job. And that's all I had tonight. I think I've spoken enough throughout.
Okay. Well, thank you for all the donations. The PTO organizations, with all their donations and all the work that they put in each building, they do an amazing job. All the different events that they put on throughout the school year. Thanks to Nick and Tom for coming in to talk about transportation. Good information for our community to hear how much our buses do. A lot of work goes into that transportation department. So, and a lot of times it goes unseen. You know, the average person is just putting their one child on the bus and that's all they're thinking about, where there's 2,500 miles a day on buses. So that's crazy. So thanks to all for all that information and all that we can do for there. And it's good that the summer meal program is going well and that the community is taking advantage of that. That's what we need. That's why it's there. So with that, if I could have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bloom. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lehman. Any discussion? Roll call. Mrs. Bloom.
Yes.
Ms. Lehman.
Yes.
Ms. Lewis.
Yes.
Mr. Nally.
Yes.
Mr. Price. Yes. Motion's approved. Meeting is adjourned.